Guys, welcome to United Africans. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So today we are going to be discussing, we are going to be watching a video and then make a revolutionary Pan-African reaction towards it about why Indians don't want to marry Africans. I would not use the name black people because it doesn't make sense to me. So I'd use Africans instead. And before we start the video, I want to make a clarity that Africans don't give a damn. But then let's watch the video.
Most Indian families, it's unacceptable to marry someone who is outside of your race and religion. So, especially, it is forbidden if you marry somebody black.
If you marry somebody black. But we don't care. No one is roaming the streets looking for Indians to marry. I feel like there is this myth out there that once you have a light skin, Africans are looking for you, like we are going on a search. Remove it from your head. We don't care. We are not looking for you. Relax. Go and sleep. Drink some water, man. We do not care. There's just these small group of Africans that are causing all this nonsense. If you're roaming the street thinking that every African wants you, your brain is empty.
So that was like huge. I actually just left Marshall's and the manager, nice looking, dark brown skin, dreads, was asking me if I was Indian. And I was like, yeah, I am. And he was telling me how he was engaged to an Indian woman. And then her parents went and found a dude in India for her to marry. So she called it off with him. And he was like so hurt. And I was like, what the fuck?
That's a win, man. That's a win. He's lucky.
So I told him, I was like, that's her fault because she knew what her parents were like.
Me, basically, I don't have any problem with parents not wanting their daughters or kids to marry outside. I'm totally fine with that. I'm 100% okay with it. I don't feel like races should be jumping here and there and dating outside. This is not something I believe in. And mind you, I do not have a problem if you have decided to go ahead and do it. This is your life. But then I feel like it should not be generalized that every African is dying to marry some light-skinned or whatever woman. This is not true. This is not true. I want to kill this narrative that we are out there searching hard. We do not care. If you want to go ahead and marry someone that is not in your race, you're free to do that. This is your life. You make decisions for yourself, obviously. But it should not be generalized. It should not be generalized wherein we feel like, okay, because this set of people are going forward and want to marry you, therefore you become special. Therefore you think every African is roaming around the street wanting someone that looks like you. You're fooling yourself. Let's go ahead and watch this other video as well.
So do my Indian parents finally accept my half-black children? Let's get into it. So last I left off, I haven't spoken to my dad in over a decade. I think the last time I spoke to him was in 2013. I don't need him in my kids' lives. He disowned me a long time ago, or I felt he disowned me, even though I felt like he wanted to communicate with me, but he didn't want to own up to the fact that he has half-black grandchildren. He would tell people I'm off somewhere studying. The kids didn't exist. There's no pictures of me in his house. There's no pictures of the kids in his house. Anytime I would see one of his friends, oh, how's school? Bro, I'm married. But anyways, yeah, I don't need that in my life. You'll learn more about my upbringing with my dad and my stepmother in another video. There's a lot there.
Okay, I feel like if you also take this decision that you want to marry outside of your race, you should also be ready that there are going to be challenges like this, and these are challenges that you cannot run away from. And I think if your parents have decided not to be in folk, this, I think you should also know that this is something that has been a position. You should know your parents, obviously. So these are some of the problems I have with these interracial marriages. If you have decided to marry outside of your race, you should be also ready for these kind of consequences. So these are the videos that make it seem like every African is out there searching for a light-skinned lady.
Anyway, so now let's get into my mom. I tried. Guys, I tried. And I'm like, okay, let's see if she changed. And I would use little triggers to see how she would react. There were 3 things that I'm like, wow, you can still do this to this day? So one was my 21-year-old hurt his Achilles in December. He got hurt. I told Instagram, Facebook, all of that. So my mom follows me on Facebook. So she read it. And I also told my sister, who told my mom. My mom writes me 4 days after it happened. And she was like, she wrote me on Facebook Messenger. She's like, is, Elijah okay? I was like, he's okay. He's in a lot of pain. She wrote me 2 days after that message and gave me a thumbs up emoji. A thumbs up. Okay, whatever. So I decided to visit my sister in Maryland, and because she just had a baby and I wanted to see my nieces. There's 2 of them. So I went there with my oldest daughter, who was her favorite when I was younger. She was literally like, give me her and I want to raise her again like she was her daughter, because, apparently she didn't raise me and my sister right. Yeah. Anyways, so I brought her to Maryland to see her grandmother because she also wanted to see her uncle and her aunt and all of that good stuff. And my mom, the only thing she really said to my daughter was hi. There was no conversation. There was no, oh, how's school? Or what are you doing? Are you working? There was no trying to get to know her granddaughter at all. And I'm like, that's crazy. You would think she wants to get to know her grandchild. Like, who wouldn't want to get to know your grandchild? If I had a grandchild, I want to know everything about that child. But yeah, she really wasn't trying to talk to that child. And it was very disheartening to see. Very disheartening. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm going to have to get to a part 2 because there's not enough room in this video for this.
I mean, so that's the video for you. And those are the 2 videos. I'm not surprised, and I'm not worried, and I don't care. And I feel like this is a topic that Africans need to have with themselves, that you cannot be jumping around on every race. You already know how people think about you. You already know the narratives and the stereotypes that are out there. So for you trying to jump on every other race is something that I find disturbing. These are some of the things, obviously, you should be prepared for. It's not a surprise, Some of these things are not surprise. Some of these things have been going on for so long, and it has made a group of people feel like they are so important because of protests jumping around like wet frogs. I think obviously it's a problem we have. It's a problem we need to deal with. It's a mindset problem. It's a mindset problem. It's a brain damage problem that is going to take a lot of time to fix. And I think everyone should be involved because you have a set of people that think anything that is light skin is good, and which is something that we all need to have a conversation and fight properly. Feel like if you decided to go outside and marry, you are fine to do that, man. But then you don't come and irritate us with these type of stories as well, because we don't have time for it. We have so many things to be dealing with. You know about these things before going into it. So obviously it's something that you should be prepared for. So with all that being said, I feel like Africa, I'm not in for the agenda of marrying against your race. I feel like Africans should marry Africans. and other races should also marry their own, to each their own. That's what I believe in. But with all that being said, I don't also have anything against that because I know it's love as well. Sometimes it can happen, but you should know there are consequences for these things, and you should, if you have that zeal in you to marry outside, you should be also ready for those consequences as well. So this is my view, and I know this is the view of many Africans as well. But one thing I would like to tell you is that control your behavior outside. Not every one of us is roaming the streets looking for you. Calm yourself down. Thank you.